Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me, everyone? Am I audible? Can you confirm anyone in the chat? Fine. Yeah. So still people are joining. Let's wait for 1 minute. Let's wait for 1 minute only. So still people are joining. Fine. Yeah. It's already 8:04, right? So let's get started. Fine. So welcome to Harsha trainings. So introduction to DevOps and AWS. Okay. So this is a DevOps and cloud demo, right? Yeah. So DevOps plus AWS plus Linux. This is a master program. Okay. Yeah. So DevOps, AWS. DevOps is automation. AWS is cloud platform. Right. So Linux required for DevOps and cloud engineer. Yeah. This is master program. So this three DevOps, AWS and Linux will go deep dive. Okay. So not basic level. Will go very deep dive. Fine. So before going to this, let me introduce myself first. Okay. Yeah. So my name is Ram. I'm DevOps and cloud trainer. I'm having 16 plus years of experience in IT. Last 6.5 years I'm working on. I'm teaching DevOps, AWS, and Linux. Okay. So my skill sets are Java, Windows, Linux, DevOps, AWS, Azure, GCP. So these are the skill sets. Currently, I'm working with one of the MNC company. Okay. Fine. Let's get started. Yeah. Today's agenda here is so everyone. Anyone having any issues to connect? My voice is audible, right? Everyone, can you confirm once again? Everyone, can you confirm once again? Online guys, am I audible? Fine. Yes. So today's agenda here is, yeah, what are the prerequisites to learn DevOps and AWS? What are the prerequisites? So before joining DevOps and AWS course, what are the prerequisites? Okay. Yeah. And who can join this course? Course information, and instructions to attend this course. What are the instructions we need to follow, right? And what is DevOps? What is automation? Yeah, why the project teams are looking for DevOps and cloud platforms? So why the currently why this DevOps and cloud is having more demand, right? So we'll try to understand. And also, what is the role and responsibilities of DevOps engineering real time projects and SDLC process, software development lifecycle process. Okay, so these are the concepts we are going to discuss today. Yeah, let's get started. So first one, prerequisite to join DevOps and AWS. Very first thing, see here, no prerequisite to learn DevOps and AWS cloud. So this is completely English session. Okay, so we have Telugu sessions also. Yeah, so Telugu batches also available. So this is English batch completely, right? Yeah. So to learn DevOps and AWS, no prerequisites, no prerequisites to learn DevOps and AWS cloud, right? So here, what are the things required here? No prerequisites. What are the things required? So your time. First one is your time. 3 months and daily 2 to 3 hours we need to spend. So here, if you want to learn, if you want to learn, and if you want to crack the interview, if you want to get into the project, yeah, so your dedication is required here. So no prerequisites like so most of the questions I'm getting from students like, I want to join DevOps. Do I need to have any developing background? So yeah, do I need to have any testing background? Okay. So yeah, if I required any admin background. These are the questions I'm getting, right? So to learn DevOps and AWS, to join DevOps and AWS, we don't require any prerequisites, right? So because in our codes Linux also will be covered. So DevOps engineer and cloud engineer required Linux commands, Linux concepts required here. Those will be covered in our sessions. Okay, yeah. So here first one very important thing, your time, 3 months daily, 2 to 3 hours we need to spend. This course duration is 3 months, right? So complete DevOps AWS Linux program, right? So 2 to 3 hours you need to spend time, 1 hour live class you need to attend, 2 hours you need to practice, right? Yeah. Second one, important thing, your effort. So daily basis, everyone should practice, right? So once you join this course, so if you want to crack the interview within the 3 months, you need to practice daily basis. You need to put your effort. Okay. Yeah. Third one here is your dedication. So people are yeah, in my previous batches, so yeah, few people, not everyone, so they are practicing weekends only, right? So daily basis you need to practice, you require dedication, right? So daily live class will be happened, so 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. IST. Once complete the session, you will get the recording, right? So you can go through the recording and you need to dedicate, you need to practice daily basis. So if you, yeah, people are thinking like I can practice all the sessions in weekend. So weekend means 5 hour sessions, Monday to Friday, 5 hours, right? So 5 hours you cannot cover in the weekend, right? So that is why daily basis, yeah, you need to practice. That is the best practice. Within the 3 months, if you want to crack the interview, so daily basis, everyone should practice. Okay, and also, yeah, before going to this, your time, your effort, your dedication, these 3 points are very very important. So in my previous batches, whoever followed this, currently they crack the interview, they get into the project. Okay, so currently this is 80th batch, our batch is 80th batch, 79th batch going, right? 79th, 78, the batches are going. So every batch minimum 50 to 60 members will be there. Okay, so 50% classroom, 50% offline. So in our batch also classroom guys are there, but demo sessions they are attending online. Okay, so already registered. So nearly 20 members registered already, right? So WhatsApp group also created. Every batch will have one WhatsApp group. Okay, so once you make the fee, you will be added into WhatsApp group, right? So every batch will have 50 to 60 members minimum. Okay, yeah. So everyone should practice. So every batch, once complete the batch, 80% of the people are cracking the interview. Once complete the batch, 80% of the people, like, so for example 60 members are there, right? So in that 80%, nearly 45 members, they cracking the interview. So but you need to follow the, you need to spend your time, you need to put your effort, you need to dedicate, right, for 3 months. So definitely, so your profile will be changed after 3 months. Okay, so next one, next important thing here is, so who can join this course? So IT employees like developers, testers, support engineers. Okay. So whoever working as a developer, tester, support engineer, they are switching their current role to DevOps role. So why DevOps role? Currently, DevOps is having use demand, right? It is completely automation role, right? Automation. So current, what is automation? Anyone? What is automation? Anyone having idea? So developers, testers, support engineers. Support engineers means admins. They are switching their current role to DevOps and cloud role. So because of automation, what is automation? Anyone? So currently, whatever activities we are doing in manual way, like deployments, code merging, code pulling, code pushing, these are the manual activities. Whatever we are doing, those we can do in automated way, right? Yeah, so the activities, daily day-to-day activities, we can do in automated way by using DevOps tools, right? So DevOps is having more demand. So if you go and search in Naukri or LinkedIn, you can see the plenty of openings. Okay, yeah. Next one, see here. So non-IT guys also they're switching their current role to DevOps role because so DevOps role anyone can join DevOps, anyone can learn DevOps, anyone can perform DevOps roles. Okay, so what are things available? I'll show you. Next one, freshers also they're switching to DevOps role. So here, who can join this course? IT employees, non-IT employees, right? Yeah, freshers also they are learning DevOps because DevOps is having huge demand currently. So even project teams they are taking freshers, non-IT guys also. Okay, and also people who have some career gap also can join DevOps. You can learn DevOps and you can switch to DevOps. Okay, so here non-IT guys, for example, non-IT guys in my previous batches. So pharma background, civil background, mechanical background, right? Yeah, they worked somewhere, they switched to IT. So they learned DevOps course. Yeah, within 3 months. Yeah, whatever challenges, whatever day-to-day activities, whatever interview questions, right? So everything will be covered, right? So whatever we discuss in the session, so you need to follow that. Okay. So if you follow that within 3 months, you can easily crack your interview. You can easily cope up in the projects. So non-IT guys, you may have some question here. I'm having non-IT background. How can I cope up in the project? Right? So people are asking like that. I don't have any computer knowledge. I want to switch to DevOps. How can I cope up? Right? So in real-time projects, whatever we do, the same activities will be covered in the sessions. You will not confuse anywhere. So once you get into the project, you will not be confused. Okay. So whatever activities we do in real-time projects, same activities we do in our classes. Okay, so non-IT guys also easily they can cope up in the project. Okay, yeah, so freshers currently project teams are looking for freshers also. Okay, so freshers are getting very good packages currently. So yeah, minimum 4 lakhs to 6 lakhs they're getting packages. Okay, yeah, so people who have some career gap also can join. So if you have any career gap, I'll guide you. How can you cope up in the project? How can you crack the interview? How can you prepare your resume? Resume preparation also I give you support. Okay, so interview preparation, resume preparation, and real-time challenges in real-time projects. Once we get into the project, what are the activities? How can we perform the activities? Everything will be covered in the sessions. Fine. Yeah. Next one. So course information. So this course is the DevOps plus AWS plus Linux. Okay. So my name is Ram. I'm having 16 plus years of IT experience, in which yeah 6 plus years of uh, DevOps and cloud training experience, and I'm working on DevOps practices last 8 years. DevOps and cloud. I'm working on DevOps and cloud last 8 years. So course duration 3 months. So it may take 10 days extra, 1 week to 10 days extra. So sometimes weekends also will be covered. Okay. Yeah. So class frequency Monday to Friday. So daily 1 hour, right? Yeah. So daily 1 hour class that is mandatory. Everyone should attend. Okay. Sometimes Saturdays also, yeah, I can take the classes because yeah, within not within 3 months. So 3 months, maybe another 1 week extra it will take. Okay. So if it is going beyond that, I can take Saturdays also. Okay. Yeah. So weekly 5 days sessions, live classes, right? Sometimes weekends also. Fine. Class duration 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. IST daily. Live class, you need to attend live class. Okay. So class mode, classroom, online. So both will be in same time. Okay. Yeah. Class material. For every topic, document will be provided. Every topic, soft copy will be provided. Every concept. So cloud concepts, DevOps concepts, every topic, one document will be provided. So class videos, backup videos will be provided for 1 year access. Okay. Yeah. So course fee 11,000 plus 18% GST. It's costing around 12,980. So this is offer price. So actually 22,000. So yeah, from last 4 batches we are giving this offer. Okay. So it was 22,000. So now it is 11,000 plus GST. Okay. So this GST is mandatory. So we have to pay to government, right? So once we once we do the transaction, so tax will be deducted, right? So this is the course information, right? Instructions to attend this course. You required one laptop or desktop is mandatory with 8 GB RAM. So 4 GB, if you have 4 GB, so it would be a bit slow. That is why. So 8 GB, if you have 8 GB, while working on Kubernetes, while working on AWS services, while working on Jenkins, Docker concepts, right? Your laptop will not get slowed down, right? So if you have 4 GB, you can upgrade to one more slot, which is one more RAM slot, so which is another 4 GB. So 8 GB is mandatory for laptop here, okay, or desktop. So you have to attend daily live class for 1 hour, and also daily 2 to 3 hours practice is required. 2 hours minimum practice required, right? So weekly tasks will be provided. So every week some tasks will be provided, right? So this instructions, if you attend, if you follow, so definitely, right? So daily basis, if you practice, you can easily crack your interview. So up to here, any questions, anyone? Up to here, any questions, anyone? Before going to DevOps introduction, anyone having any questions? So these are the general things, right? Course information and instructions. Mode of class, both online and classroom, both. Do we need to? Yes. Credit card required. Debit card or credit card? Not credit card. I'll show you. I'll show you that. Don't worry. So Sindhu, you already paid but did not add to WhatsApp group. So I give you my number. End of the session, you can WhatsApp me. You can ping me. I'll add into WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah. Mode of class, online classroom. So if you are nearby, near to institute, you can come down here. You can attend the classroom. Telugu batch will be started. We'll announce later. Okay. Telugu batch is also there. So we'll announce later. Any other questions, anyone? 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. batch already there. AWS is completing. So DevOps will be started from day after tomorrow. 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. batch. AWS already completed. So DevOps will be started very soon. Certification, I'll explain. Wait for some time. Yeah. So every concept will go deep dive. Every concept will go deep dive. Yeah. Wait for some time. I'll show you. Okay. Fine. So these are the general things, general course information and all, right? Now let us move to DevOps introduction today. Yeah. What is DevOps? Fine. So what is DevOps? Anyone having idea? What is DevOps? If anyone asks you this question, what would be your answer? Anyone? Online guys or classroom guys? What is DevOps? What is DevOps? Anyone? Yeah. So I'll show you. So DevOps is not a tool. DevOps is not a tool. It's a set of practices. It's a set of practices that combines software development and IT operations. DevOps is a set of practices that combines software development and IT operations. Okay. Yeah. So where the multiple tools are connected to each other to perform automation of all the activities, right? What is automation? We discussed already. So currently in the real-time projects, whatever activities we are doing in manual way, like code deployments, code movement, code merging, tickets, right? So those we can do in automated way. By single click, we can deploy application. By single click, we can merge the code. By single click, we can pull the code, we can push the code, right? So where the multiple tools are connected to each other to perform automation of all the activities, daily activities, right? Like it's a continuous deployments, continuous integration, continuous testing, and a continuous monitoring. So what is deployment, what is integration, what is testing, what is monitoring, we'll see in further slides. Fine. Yeah, let's go with a little bit history of DevOps. DevOps arena started nearly in 2008. DevOps is not new process. DevOps is not new process. It was started in 2008. It is very old process. So by the time we used to use very old tools like Puppet. Puppet is one of the tool. By using this tool, we used to automate the activities, right? So currently we have very advanced tools like Jenkins, Git, Maven, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, right? These are the very advanced tools we are using currently. So, but in 2008, when DevOps started, by the time we used to use very old tools like Puppet, right? So here we have two sections, developers and operations. So DevOps is combination of developers and operations, right? So we do, as a DevOps engineer, we don't do any development. We don't do any operations. So, but what we will do, we automate the activities, right? So here two sections are there, developers and operations. So what developer will do? What is developer? What developer will do? The person who is developing the code, who is building the applications is nothing but developer. So operations are nothing but it's a collection of all the servers. It's a collection of all the devices which are hosted in the data center. What is data center? Anyone? Data center and ఏంటండి? Anyone having idea? So operations are nothing but collection of servers, collection of devices which are hosted in the data center. What is data center? Anyone? Data center is a server room where we host all the servers. What is server? What is server? Server is a computer, right? So server will have high computing power. So high memory, high CPU, high RAM, because every developer they connect to the servers, they prepare the code in the servers only, they prepare the applications in the servers only. So because server will have high computing power, so in our laptop only one RAM, only one CPU, only one storage will be there. But in server side, multiple storages, multiple storage devices, multiple processors, multiple RAM modules will be there. So if in case one disk fail, nothing will be happened. In case one memory module is failed in server, nothing will be happened. In case one processor is failed, nothing will be happened. So in our laptop, we have only one processor, right? If the processor is down, laptop will be down, right? And server will have high computing power, so we can access the servers through network like LAN or WAN. Different networks are there. We'll see that. Fine. So these are the two sections, developers and operations. So we are in middle as the DevOps engineer. We are in middle. We can coordinate with the developers and operations. We don't need to develop any code. DevOps engineer not required any developing background. DevOps engineer not required any developing background. Testing background not required here. Okay. So we do automation. Next one, see here. So we are talking about server room, right? Data center, right? Let's take small Java project here. Let's take small Java project here. So if I want to start any project, if I give you some time for asking questions, wait for some time. Okay. So people are trying to ask some questions. I give you unmute option also, wait for some time. Okay. So that, you can ask me questions. Okay. Yeah. So here there is a Java project. For example, I want to start Java project, or else we want to start some startup company. So if you want to start startup company or Java project, very first thing what we require here, servers, right? Servers. Very first thing we require servers. So who will set up the servers? Server will be set up by admins, server admins, because developers will not have any knowledge to configure the servers. Admins will configure the servers and they prepare development environment, UAT environment, pre-prod environment, production environment. So what is this? What is this environments? Development means where developers will develop the code. So UAT means testing area. Testers will test the applications. Pre-prod means, so before deploying the application, the application will be deployed onto pre-prod. Pre-prod means pre-production, right? So finally, the application will be moved to production servers, right? So these are the environments. We can say these are the environments, different environments. Okay. So developers develop the code. Here, admins prepare the servers. Admins prepare the servers, and once server is ready, they will hand over to developers to start the development. Okay, fine. So, for example, in real-time projects, every application. For example, one application development is going on. So every application that will be divided into bits and pieces, right? So currently we are using agile methodology, right? Earlier we used to use waterfall methodology. Currently we are using agile. So anyone having idea about agile? What is agile? Agile is a parallel development, right? So before agile we used to use waterfall. Waterfall is a sequential development. So currently we are using agile methodology. In agile methodology, so if any application development is there, that will be divided into bits and pieces. One application development is divided into bits and pieces. So that piece is nothing but sprint. In real-time projects, always we talk about sprints, agile, parallel development. We always talk about this. So every application development will have sprints. Sprint is nothing but timeline. So that application will be divided into bits and pieces. That bits and pieces are nothing but sprint. Sprint is nothing but timeline. So every sprint will have timeline like 1 week to 1 month as per the requirement. 1 week to 1 month. So for example, one sprint started today, by next Tuesday, end of the day, that should be completed, right? So if any sprint started today, so 1 week sprint, that should be completed by next Tuesday. So if the sprint is 1 month sprint, for example, today one sprint started, so this month end by 31st, that should be completed. Okay. So sprint is nothing but timeline, right? Within the time frame, that should be completed. Fine. So here, so three developers are working on their local desktops. So every developer will have local desktop or laptop, right? So every developer, they start working on their local desktops or laptops, right? So because they work on sprints, different sprints, right? So in local desktop, they start the development. The code will be moved to development servers. Okay. So here three developers are working on same requirement, but the requirement is divided into sprints timeline, right? So once they develop the code in their desktop, they push the code to development servers. Okay. So here the code will be merged here. Three developers are working on different activities: front end development, back end development, and testing. Databases. These are all be, yeah. So normally every application will have three components, major components: front end, back end, database. Right. That will be taken care by developers. So user one is working on front end. Front end means front end UI, application front end UI. So back end means back end APIs will be there. Database means we can say, for example, Flipkart is there. Flipkart. When you open flipkart.com, the UI will be opened, right? So the UI is front end. So backend APIs will be there. Backend updates will be pushed. Backend team will work on that. So database means, so when we create a profile, where the profile will be saved in the database, right? Yeah. So three developers are working on front end, back end, and database. So once they develop the code here, they push the code to development servers. So once the code is moved to development servers, from here the code will be moved to testing area, UAT or QA. Once tested, that will move to pre-prod servers. So from here, finally, the code will be deployed onto production servers. So this is the actual flow in real-time projects we follow. Okay. Yeah. Next one, see here. So developer develop the code in their local systems. They push the code to development servers. So admins will prepare the servers, right? And who will push the code from one environment to other environment? Who will push the code from one environment to other environment? So here DevOps engineers will push the code from one environment to other environment. This is one of the DevOps engineer roles. DevOps engineer will not develop any code. DevOps engineer will not test any code, right? So DevOps engineer will do the code merging, code pushing, and automation activities. This is one of the DevOps engineer roles to push the code from one environment to other environment. Fine. Yeah. Next one. So we are talking about deployments, code deployments, right? Code movement. So by using DevOps tools, how can we move the code? How can we deploy the code? Let's try to understand. Okay. So here this is a local Git. Local Git. Three developers are working on their local systems. We can say this is a local Git. So this is a GitHub, remote Git. Okay. So basically what is Git? This is first tool in DevOps. Git is a first tool in DevOps. What is Git? Let's try to understand. So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. Git is a repository tool or version control tool. So what is repository? Where we store our data, where we store our source code is nothing but repository. So in local systems, local Git developers will work on development activity. Developers will start the development activity in their local systems. Once the development is completed, what they will do? They push the code to remote repository, which is GitHub. So Git and GitHub both are same, right? It is a local system, it is a remote system. Yeah. So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. What is repository? Where we store our data is nothing but repository. What is version control system? So version control system track the changes. So version control system is having some parameters like who did changes, when did changes, what purpose did it changes, right? So based on this parameters, yeah, version control system will work. For example, in Java, developers will develop hundreds of line code, hundreds of lines they develop, right? For example, one developer develop the code today. After 1 month he come back and check the code, he may not understand who developed this, because hundreds of lines will be there in the Java development. So here version control system will help you to track the changes, who did changes, when did changes, what purpose did changes. For example, 10 developers are working with same project. So who is doing what? How can we identify? By using version control system, we can identify. So multiple developers will work on same application. So who is doing what? We can identify using version control system, right? Yeah. So in local Git, once development is completed, they push the code to GitHub, which is remote server. Why we require GitHub? Because whatever development happened, that code should be available in the GitHub. So Jenkins will take the code from GitHub only. I'll show you what is. I'll explain that. What is Jenkins? Okay. So in local developer develop the code will be moved to remote Git, which is GitHub. Once the code is moved to GitHub, so we have Jenkins here. So this is actually CI/CD flow. This is actually CI/CD flow. The development environment. So in the development projects, how the developers will work on applications development and how the code will be deployed. We are trying to understand. Okay. So in local Git, developer develop the code. They push the code to GitHub. Once the code is moved to GitHub, in this flow, our next tool is Jenkins. What is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do? Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. Jenkins is a CI/CD tool. So in DevOps, we have multiple tools are there. All the tools are individual tools. One tool will not communicate other tool. So Jenkins is a mediator tool. It will integrate all the tools. It will communicate all the tools by installing plugins. So Jenkins will work as a mediator. Whatever code developer by developers, that code will be taken by Jenkins, will deploy onto application servers. So we don't do manually. In DevOps environment, we don't deploy the code manually. By using DevOps tools only, we can deploy the code, right? So Jenkins is a mediator tool. It will take the code from GitHub, right? So whatever code we received from GitHub to Jenkins, so the code is the raw code. Raw code means unstructured code, right? So that raw code will not understand by application servers. That is why we are integrating one more tool, which is Maven. What is Maven? What Maven will do? So Maven will take the raw code and it will convert into one artifact, binary file, right? So that artifact will be understood by application servers. right? Once convert into once the raw code is converted by, so whatever code we received from GitHub to Jenkins, which is raw code, unstructured code, unformatted code, so that will be given to Maven. So Maven will convert into one artifact as a single file like war file, jar file, er file. Once converted into artifact, that artifact will be pushed to the application server. Here we deploy the war file or jar file. This is the CI/CD flow. In real-time projects, every project team follow this. So we can say this is build and release process also. Build and release process. Okay. So any questions up to here, anyone? Online guys. Any questions up to here, anyone? Yeah. So we are talking about Maven, right? Maven, what it will do? Maven is a build tool. It will take the raw code, convert into single file, binary file, war file, jar file, er file. So that binary files will be understood by application servers, right? For example, in your laptop you have 100 documents are there, 100 PDF documents. I ask you to send those documents to me. What is the simplest way to send those documents to me? How can you send? You understand my question, right, everyone? So you have 100 documents with you in your laptop. I ask you to send those documents to me. What is the simplest way to send those documents to me? How can you send that? So instead of attaching 100 documents to email, you can convert into one zip file. Right? That zip file you can attach to email and send it across. So the same way, same functionality will work in Maven also. So whatever code developed by developers, that code will be pushed to GitHub. So from GitHub, Jenkins will take that code, and that code, whatever code we received from GitHub to Jenkins, which is raw code, different files, different formats will be there. That raw code will be converted to either jar or var or er by Maven. So jar, what is jar? Java archive file, var, web archive file, er, enterprise archive file. So for example, so in our project we have Java development is happening. Java desktop applications are developing. Desktop applications, yeah, Maven will convert into one jar format, Java archive file. So what is desktop application? Anyone? What is desktop application? For example, so calculator. This is my desktop application because in my system only this will work. So Java developments in Java, three types of developments will be happened in Java: desktop development, desktop application development, web application development, enterprise application development. So desktop application is nothing but local application like calculator. This calculator will work in my system. You cannot access my calculator, right? I cannot access your calculator. That is desktop application. So if the Java developer is developing desktop application, so that code will be converted into jar format, Java archive file. So if the application is web application, what is web application? Web applications we can access through internet, right? Yeah, that will be converted to war file. So enterprise application means enterprise level we can access the application. That will be converted into ER file. So by using Maven, we can convert the raw code into jar, var, ER formats. Right? That jar file or var file will be pushed to the application servers. Here we deploy the application. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions up to here? Right. Next one. So this is a build and release process or CI/CD process. Every project team following this in Agile methodology. Currently, we are using Agile methodology, parallel development, right? Yeah. Now let us move to. So this is end-to-end process. Once Maven converted to artifact like jar file or var file, it will give back to Jenkins. Jenkins will push to application server to deploy the var file in the application server. Okay. Yeah. So here These are the automation tools. Currently, we are using automation tools to automate the activities. Okay. So Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. These are the automation tools currently we are using. So Puppet we are not using. This is completely outdated. So Chef we are using 10 to 15% of the project teams. They are using Chef. So most of the project teams they are using Ansible. So now let's try to understand what is Ansible, what Ansible will do. Okay. For example, if I want to deploy Java on 300 servers, how can we deploy manually without automation tools? I want to deploy Java on 300 servers. How can I deploy? So if I want to deploy Java on 300 servers, okay, so I'll show you something here. Yeah. So deploy Java on 300 servers. How can we deploy? Okay. So manually, how can we deploy? So before going to Ansible, let's try to understand manual deployment. So if you want to deploy Java on 300 servers, first we need to connect servers, right? First we need to connect servers by using RDP, remote desktop, or PuTTY. The server is a Windows server, we can connect through RDP, remote desktop. If the server is a Linux server, we can connect through PuTTY. PuTTY is a interface to connect Linux server. So once we connect server, we can log in server. We can log in server. Login means we can move into server, right? We can access the server. So by using username or password, right? So we can log into the server, right? So once we log into the server, we can check Java installed or not. So if the Java is installed, no need to worry about. If the Java is not installed, we need to install the Java on the server. So how can we install? To install Java, we required Java package required, right? Java package required, right? Java software required, right? So where we get the software? So in real-time projects, we don't use any pen drives, we don't use any CDs, we don't use any external drives because so USB ports will be disabled in real-time projects. Okay, that is why. So this software we can copy from share folders. Share folder is nothing but one central repository. From share folder we can copy the Java software. Copy Java software from share folder. So central repository. So we can copy into target servers. Okay. So once we copy the software, we can install Java. So once we install the Java, so to install Java, so the steps we follow this. So in real-time projects, manual steps we can follow like this. Okay. So once install Java, we need to set environment variables. Once we install Java, we can set environment variables. What is environment variables? We need to configure the paths. Okay. Once we set this environment variables, finally we restart server. Okay. So these are the steps we need to follow to install Java on server in a single server. Okay. So these steps are manual steps, right? So if you want to deploy Java as a fresher or 2 to 3 years experience guy, how much time it will take on single server? In single server, I want to install Java as a 2 to 3 years experience guy. How much time he can take? Maybe 30 minutes, right? So if the person is expert, how much time will it take to deploy Java on single server? Maybe 15 minutes, right? So if the person is expert, 15 minutes he can take. So let us say 10 minutes only, for example. So 10 minutes. So 10 into 300 servers are there, right? So how much time it will take? 3000 minutes to deploy Java on 300 servers. Okay. So in real-time projects, normally we get some request tickets. Okay. So any activity, for example, any requirement is there, customer like developers, what they will do, they raise tickets. So in real-time projects, we use ticketing systems like ServiceNow, Jira, BMC Remedy. These are the ticketing tools we use in real-time projects. ServiceNow, Jira, BMC Remedy. So every ticket, every request will have some SLA. Every request will have some SLA. What is SLA? Anyone? Every ticket will have some SLA. For example, I received one ticket. That ticket will have SLA. It is a service level agreement. What is service level agreement? Anyone? Real time guys. What is service level agreement? It is a timeline. Timeline. So every ticket will have some SLA. So tickets, different types of tickets are there, like P1 tickets, P1 tickets, P2 tickets, P3, and P4. So P1 means priority one. Priority one. So P1 ticket will have 1 hour SLA. Priority one ticket will have 1 hour SLA. So if you receive ticket, priority one ticket, so within 1 hour that ticket should be closed, right? So priority two will have 4 hours SLA. 4 hours SLA. Priority three will have 24 hours SLA. Priority 4 will have 48 hours SLA. Right? So within this SLA, the ticket should be closed. Otherwise, what will happen? Your KPI will be impacted. So KPI, what is KPI, anyone? Your KPI will be impacted. What is KPI? Real time guys. Anyone having idea? What is KPI? It's a key performance indicators. Key performance indicators. So your performance will be degraded. So yeah, in case SLA is crossed, for example, I received one ticket, P1 ticket. Within 1 hour, I have to close that. Otherwise, what will happen? The ticket will be escalated to next level management. For example, we are using broadband internet connectivity, right? Broadband internet. Yeah. So wait for 10 minutes. Okay. We are using broadband internet connect, right? Internet connectivity. So if the internet connection is some disturbance happened, disconnected something, what we will do? We call customer care, right? So when we call to customer care, back end there is a ticket request. So that ticket will have some SLA, service level agreement. So within that SLA, that should be closed. The ticket is not closed within the SLA, that will move to management, next level, right? Yeah. So if the ticket is moved to next level, that will be escalated. So the ticket is assigned to for some engineer, for example. He will get some warning emails, right? Yeah. So that is why, yeah, if the ticket is SLE is missing, SLE is crossed, our KPI will be impacted, our key performance indicators. So our performance will be degraded. So every quarterly, every half-yearly, every annually, performance reviews will be there in the project. So by the time what will happen, our performance will be degraded. That finally impact to our salary hikes, salary hikes, right? That is why we need to be very careful in real-time projects. Within the SLA, the ticket should be closed, right? Yeah. So here, one ticket I received, so 300 servers required Java. I am performing manually. That will take 3,000 minutes, right? But I have only 4 hours time or 1 hour time. So can I complete within 1 hour if I perform manually? No, right? So that is why to avoid this, we are using Ansible to automate the activities. Ansible. So by using Ansible, we can perform this activity within a minute. Within a minute. So once you configure Ansible, so yeah, for example, this is a Ansible server. So we have 300 servers are there, development servers, QA servers, and production servers. So here we have 300 servers are there. So these are the development servers, 100 servers, QA servers, testing servers, 100 servers, and the production servers, we have 100 servers. On this servers, by using Ansible, we can deploy Java within a minute, right? So we need to configure Ansible, we need to authenticate from Ansible to all the servers. We can perform the automation activity within a minute. So while discussing about Ansible, we'll go deep dive. Okay. While working on Ansible, we'll go deep dive. This is just high level architecture. Okay. So while working on Ansible, we'll go deep dive. Fine. So by using Ansible, not only Java deployment, code deployment, application deployments, code merging, code pushing, code pulling, any activity we can perform within 1 minute, within 2 minutes only. So not only 300 servers, if you have 1000 servers, 10,000 servers also, Ansible will perform deployments within 1 minute. So that is automation, right? So in our project, so 5 years back, our team size 180 members. So currently 30 members only because of automation. 180 members to 30 members. The this was reduced because of DevOps tools, automation tools, right? So currently automation is very popular. So not only IT company, every organization, pharma company, automobile company, medical industry, chemical industry, everywhere automation is number one choice. So currently, everywhere we are using Jenkins, Ansible, Kubernetes, DevOps tools. These are the DevOps tools. Okay, fine. So while working on Ansible, we'll go deep dive. So this is Ansible architecture. So while working on Ansible, I'll explain this. Okay, so this is Ansible architecture. So this is Ansible automation process. Yeah. So Ansible we can integrate with Jenkins also. If required, we can integrate Ansible with Jenkins. Okay. So how can we integrate? How can we configure? We'll see in real time. We'll see in Ansible sessions. Okay. So yeah, these are the tools we are going to learn in our course. These are the tools we are going to learn in our course. So AWS Cloud, Microsoft Azure recordings will be provided, and Google Cloud also recordings will be provided. Okay. So AWS Cloud will go deep dive, nearly 22 to 25 services will go deep dive. Okay. So in real time projects, whatever services we are working on, so same services we discuss in the classes. Okay. So Linux also will be covered. Linux, 4 to 5 sessions will be there. Linux will go deep dive. So that much of stuff required for DevOps engineer. We don't require complete Linux. We are not Linux admins, right? We are DevOps engineers. Whatever Linux services required for a DevOps engineer, those will be covered. Okay. So Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, Nexus Artifactory, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform, Apache Tomcat. So here Python or shell scripting will be covered. Python scripting or shell scripting. Okay. So 4 live projects will be covered. 4 live projects. CI/CD with Git, Jenkins, Maven, Tomcat. First project. So live Docker project will be covered. So Kubernetes project will be covered. Live migration project will be covered. 4 real-time projects will be covered. So apart from this, 10 small projects will be covered. These are the live projects. 10 small projects will be covered. Okay. So these are the Linux modules which we are going to discuss in our classes. Linux modules. This will take 4 to 5 days. Next one, see here, these are the DevOps tools we are going to discuss in the sessions. So these are the tools: Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Terraform. These are the very core tools, advanced tools. So we are going to learn this many tools, but we don't use all the tools in the project. We are going to learn this many tools, but we don't use all the tools in the real-time projects. But why we require this many tools? Why we require this all tools? If you learn these tools, you can fit for any project, right? So every project team they use at least 2 or 3 tools only. 2 or 3 tools: Git, Jenkins, Maven, or else Kubernetes only, or else Ansible only, or else Docker only, or else Terraform. Every project team they use 2 or 3 tools maximum. They don't use all the tools. Okay. Yeah, every tool will go deep drive. So not only installation configuration, Git will take 5 days. Git will take 5 days. Jenkins will take 7 to 8 days. So like that, every tool will go deep drive, right? Yeah. So what kind of support you get, right? So daily recordings will be provided. So daily recordings, FAQs, frequently asked questions, right? So in real-time projects, what are the challenges are facing, and interviews, what are the FAQs we get? So yeah, topic-wise, all the questions will be covered, topic-wise. Okay, supporting documents, soft copies will be shared, right? So we have one Google Classroom repository. In that we store all the documentation. You can download the documents. Okay, so one-to-one support, what is this? So while practicing, if you have any questions, so we have one WhatsApp group. Every batch will have one WhatsApp group. In the group you can post a screenshot. For example, I'm practicing AWS service, I'm getting some error, right? So what we will do, we can take the screenshot and post to the group, so that I give you solution. Okay. Yeah. So sample projects will be covered. Sample 10 projects will be covered along with the live projects. Okay. Yeah. Resume support. I prepare your resume. Okay. I prepare your resume. I give you sample resumes. You just prepare your resume. You can forward to me. I'll modify it. I'll add something. I'll give it to you. Okay. So technical support. So any kind of issues, like while practicing, any issues, basic doubts, yeah, very in general questions also I can clear. Okay, so basic level issues or advanced level issues, any technical support, any support I give you. Okay, fine. So these are the support which we are providing. And also see here, real time projects end to end will be covered. Interview sessions topic wise interviews will be covered. So mock interviews. Okay, and the resume and interview preparation also covered in our session. Resume preparation and interview preparation. So 3 months complete training. This is a DevOps plus AWS plus Linux complete master program, right? So 100% job assistance will be provided, not assurance, assistance. If you follow our guidelines, if you practice daily basis, if you spend some time, within the 3 months you can easily crack your interview. Okay, so 100% job assistance will be provided. So next, it's depend upon you only, right? Because you need to practice, right? Without practicing, how can we crack the interview? No, right? Yeah. Next one, so basic servers and configurations, clusters, day-to-day operations, so hubs, so switches, these basics will be covered in our sessions. Okay, so development environment, test environment, production environment, UAT, so all this will be covered. So internal team structure, email communication, how can we communicate emails in the project? These are the general things also will be covered in our sessions. Okay, so once complete all the DevOps tools, this internal structure, email communication, roles, responsibilities, stand up calls, team meetings, and internal team meetings, release purpose, KT sessions, so these concepts will be covered, right? So these are numbers. This is institute number. This is my personal number. So everyone can take down this numbers. Okay. So both the numbers you can save in your mobile. So this is my personal number. So personal numbers, trainers they never share, right? So but from Harsha trainings we can share our personal numbers. You can reach out to me anytime. You can WhatsApp me, you can call me, right? If I am in any session, so I cannot give answer, later I can call back. Okay. This is my personal number, this is institute number. So both the numbers you can save in your mobile. If you have any queries, questions, you can reach out to me. If you need any course content, you can reach out to institute number, they provide, or else I can provide you. Clear, right, everyone? Any questions up to here, anyone? Yeah, so I give all the answers. I'm giving unmute option. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Anyone? So someone asking here, we can add our resume this sample projects as POs. Yes, you can add. I'll guide you that. I'll guide you. How can you add sample projects? I'll guide you.
Sir, I don't have a credit card, and with my debit card, I tried to create a AWS free account, but I didn't create it. So, is that a blocker or is that mandatory, right? Free account for AWS.
Credit card not required. Even you can use debit card also. You can use your friend's card also, right? To create the AWS account. AWS account required some debit card or credit card. It is they will not charge anything. They will not charge anything. Okay, I'll show you that clearly. So wait for some time. I'll show you that. Credit card not required. So any debit card also fine. They don't charge anything. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Monitoring tools will be covered. I'll share with you course content. So wait for some time. ELK stack will be covered. Yes, in our course that will be covered. So someone asking, I passed BTech in 2016. Can I fit for this? Yes, you can fit for this. I'll guide you how to prepare the resume. How can you cope up in the project, right? So how can you attend the interview? Everything will be covered in the sessions. Yeah. So our batch number is 80. Batch 80, right? So every batch will have one WhatsApp group, right? I told you here. So these are the batches. 79 batch, next 9 to 10 batch is there. 79 batch, 78 7 a.m. batch, 77 7 p.m. batch. Okay. So yeah, our batch is 80, 8 to 9 a.m. Right. So every batch will have minimum, what is this count? 70 members, 70 participants, right? So minimum 50 to 60 minimum, more than that only, right? Yeah. So every batch will have WhatsApp group. So while practicing, if you are facing any issues, you can take the screenshot like this and you can post in the group. For example, screenshots here. While practicing, if you have any issues, you can take screenshot and you can post like this. See here, you can post like these screenshots. So that already whoever practice, they give response, or else I give response. Okay. So here, every batch, in every batch, our people backend team, they send some openings also. See here, these are the openings, DevOps openings. We'll share the openings also. You can apply. So, but these are the bit older batches. That is why they are sharing the openings. Once complete Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes. So in our batch also, we'll get some openings. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, please. Someone asking some question here.
Can we able to crack the AWS certification after this course? Any
Yes,
certification?
yes, yes, yes. This is a certified course. This is certified course. You can easily write your exam. I'll guide you. You can easily clear your exam. If you need any support, I provide you support also. Exam support. Okay. If,
Okay,
if you want to write your own, you can clear the exam with this course. I give you questions and all. If you need any support, I give you support also to clear the exam.
okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions, anyone?
Hi Ram, good morning. I have completed my graduation in 2013. BTech in 2013. Hello, Ram, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, please. Yes.
So is it suitable for me to learn DevOps at this stage?
Yes, yes, yes. No issues. I'll guide you. I prepare your
So,
resume so you can easily cope up in the projects. So in my batches, so career gap people are there. Career gap. So 6 years, 5 years career gap, and also non-IT people, right? So they can get into the project. They are already in the project. They are easily handle the activities also, right? So yeah, how to switch to DevOps? How can you cope up in the project? So definitely I cover that. Okay, you can easily cope up in the project.
thank you so much, sir.
Any other questions, anyone? Yeah. So everyone, can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat? So everyone, online guys, can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address in the chat here? So my mobile number is 96422 11711. Already I shared my number, right? So this is my number. So everyone, can you provide your WhatsApp number and email address? We'll share you recording session and we'll share with you some documentation. Can you provide your WhatsApp number, email address here? Yeah, someone asking question, Azure or AWS, which one is mostly used, right? Using in the projects, right? So here AWS is the market leader. AWS is the market leader. So most of the companies they are using AWS, right? So Azure also popular, but AWS is very popular. Okay. So certification part I'll explain tomorrow. Don't worry. Certification part I'll explain tomorrow. How to practice Linux commands, I explain. I explain that. Wait for some time. So tomorrow, not tomorrow, wait for a few sessions. I explain how to practice. So everyone, can you provide your
This uh, Google GCP cloud and this Azure cloud recordings will be provided
yes, yes,
at the
will
start
provide.
or it will be yeah, okay.
Will provide recordings. Yes. Azure and Google Cloud will provide recordings. So those are infrastructure recordings only, not entire codes, infrastructure recordings. I'll show you that. Infrastructure services recordings. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, anyone? Fine. So tomorrow also same link will work. Online guys, you can use the same link tomorrow. So already WhatsApp group created. Our batch WhatsApp group is already created. Okay. So if you are interested, you can add into WhatsApp group. So 80th batch group already created here. So in this group also people are joined already. People are added here. See here. DevOps Desk 80 8 a.m. Right. So already people are added. If you are interested, you can make the fee and you can share the screenshot to me so that you will add into WhatsApp group. So in the group, we'll share all the documentation, recordings, everything. Okay. So if you are interested, you can make the fee. So the fee would be 11,000 plus 18% GST. It's costing around 12,980. So this is offer fee. So this may change after few, maybe next batch will be changed. Okay. So if you are interested, you can make the fee and add into WhatsApp group. So tomorrow also you can attend without any yeah, registration, right? So in the group only we share all the documentation and recordings, right? Fine. Any questions so far? Anyone having any other questions? These are the numbers you can take down. This is my personal number. So if you have any further questions, you can reach out to me. You can WhatsApp me, you can call me. So after 10 a.m. I'll be free. So I have another session now. So after 10 or 10:30, you can WhatsApp me or call me. We'll discuss. Fine. So we can wind up here.